Should you start a kettle corn business or a food vending business? This is Business Idea Breakdown. My name's Nate Jones. I break down businesses on my channel, and at the end of each video, I give each business a score. Anything over 8 is a business I would start. Anything under 8 is a business I would not start. So a kettle corn vending business, you've probably seen them at festivals or fairs. They set up and they sell you great sugary popcorn at probably a higher price, right? Movie theater popcorn. Usually it's salty, maybe caramel popcorn, cheddar popcorn, different flavors. This business is pretty cool. My dad owns one of these businesses, so I'm gonna give this, know a decent bit about it because we help him out sometimes on the weekend. So I'm gonna give this a honest score. I will not lie. So I'm gonna grade this business on 6 categories. Is it scalable? Is it profitable? Is it easy to start? Does it require a lot of time? Number 5, what are the challenges? And number 6, the most important thing is, can you sell this business if you build it up? Can you sell it? Can you sell it for a multiple? I'll go through that later. All right, is this business scalable? I would say yes and no. This business is scalable, but at some point you're gonna run out of weekends, right? For every 4th of July, if you're showing up festivals, if you're on the 4th, you could probably do 1 festival. If not, you have to buy another set of equipment, another whole kettle, another whole mixer, all this stuff. You're gonna have to buy a whole nother one to do 2 events in one day or 3 events in one day. Now, every time you buy another setup, you're gonna need more people to go work over there, and you're gonna have to find people you trust to actually cook the kettle corn and people that won't steal from you. So you're gonna have to make sure you trust a lot of people. So the biggest thing with scaling this business, one challenge you might have is people, equipment, and actually having more events that aren't on the same day that the event that you're already doing, right? So I know we have really great events that we do, and we wouldn't not do those because another one came up, and we have different setups. But yeah, one of our main things that my dad has an issue with is finding more people to be able to help him out on those multiple events. So number 2, is it profitable? When I did some math on this, it looks like you could probably buy all the equipment. I saw a person who was trying to sell all their kettle corn equipment on Facebook Marketplace for around $5,000 to $7,000. Now, it might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit less, but that being said, it's pretty easy to make a profit on that. You could probably make a profit within 2 events. If you have a large event, you could probably pull in conservatively around $2,000 to $3,000. Because if you're selling popcorn and a lot of people are going through buying that popcorn, like fireworks or anything like that, festivals where there's a lot of people, concerts, you could sell a lot of popcorn, probably $2,000 to $3,000 worth. So within 2 events, you've made money and you're profitable. So you've paid off your equipment and you can start making money from this business. And every time you go to an event, you're gonna have to buy supplies. You're gonna have to buy, if you're doing drinks and lemon shake-ups and popcorn, you're gonna have to buy the popcorn. You have to buy all the sugar and everything. So there is a cost to this, but I would say within 2 events, if you do 2 large events, you could probably be profitable pretty easily. So number 3 here, is this easy to start? I would say it's pretty easy to start if you have the capital to go spend $5,000 to $7,000 on kettle corn equipment, and it's pretty easy to start if you can put your name in for events, so for people looking for food vendors, which is pretty easy if you go to any kind of city around you and just see what's going on and talk to some people about, hey, how can I get in this as a food vendor? Very easy for you to get events to go to, and seems like everybody's always looking for reliable food vendors to have at their festivals. So if you're reliable and you'll show up, there's a very small fee usually for you to set up and sell, and you can probably make very good money doing this. So ease of entry is pretty easy. The time requirement, I like this business because it's kind of a part-time business as you scale it. Now, if you have a big kettle corn business, yeah, it's probably gonna be more full-time, but this is pretty part-time because your events are usually on the weekend. Your big events where you're gonna make a lot of your money is gonna be on the weekend. You do have to buy supplies during the week, but I would say this is not more than probably during the week, you're probably gonna spend 2 to 3 hours maybe going to get supplies, and then on the weekend, you may have an event you gotta be at for like 10 hours. So under 20 hours a business, which is pretty good. So the time requirement for the amount of money you're making, if you do, let's say you're making $2,000 to $3,000 an event and you do 20 events, that's 40 grand for the year, pretty good. You're probably gonna profit around 30 to 25,000, and that's a pretty good side hustle. The biggest challenge with this event, in my opinion, is getting good events, working through those events and knowing which events to do. What that means is, hey, this sounds like a great event, but we didn't sell that much. Should we do this next year? Or trying to get in a big event, but there's already a vendor there, a kettle corn vendor. Trying to get in certain events, but they're already full. So working your events and networking and trying to talk to the other food vendors and saying, hey, what events are you going to that are really good? What are you doing? Let me know. And getting in that inner circle will really help you out. So getting those events, getting the right events might take you a couple of years to get into the really good ones. And another thing is the biggest challenge is finding help, finding workers that want to show up. And usually in the summer, there's a lot of events and it's really hot and you're on your feet all day. So finding workers might be a big challenge for you. But hey, there's people out there who want to make extra money and they want to do something on the weekends, be around festivals. Everyone's happy. So I think you can find people for that. Is this business sellable? This did not get a great grade in the sellable side, just because from what I've seen, researching kettle corn businesses that are for sale, it looks like you can essentially sell off your equipment and maybe get 2 times the net income. So if you have $30,000 worth of equipment, you could sell the equipment. Plus, if you're selling the business and all the events that it's going on there, whatever the net income from that, if you're making, 50 grand, you could probably sell for 100. So you add 100,000 back in. But again, you got to find somebody who's willing to do that and who's going to say, hey, why can't I just approach those same vendors or those same events and just say, hey, I want to be a kettle corn vendor. So I don't know, maybe you might be able to sell for 1 times the net income. It's kind of a niche business, so I don't know if it's really that marketable, but your equipment that your business kind of paid for, you can sell. So you do have a little bit of an exit, but this did not get a great grade on if it's sellable. I gave this a score of under 8. I gave it a 7.2. Anything over 8 is a business I would start. Anything under 8 is a business I would not start. I give this a 7.2 because I don't like the equity piece of this. I don't like that I can't sell this for a multiple of the net income. I don't like how the revenue is not necessarily reoccurring. If you have events, if they get rained out, you don't make money that day. This is more of a side hustle to me, which is a great business to start. If you want to do something on the side, great side hustle, you should completely do it. But if you're looking to build a business that you're going to eventually be able to quit your job and sell it for a lot of money someday, and this is not one of those businesses. That being said, 7.2 is a great score, great side business to start, and comment below. What other businesses do you want me to review? Do you disagree with this? And subscribe. Thanks.